Hey guys, I'm back again with this week video, and today is Monday, so I will reply all your comments on YouTube and Discord. So let's start with the Discord. So here I am, and let me check in the Niagara help. Hi sir, I want to know how to make the bullet trace effect for hit scan weapon. Could you get some suggestion? I only know it using ribbon in the Niagara. I think the ribbon is the best way. If you use particles, you need to spawn lots of to make the trail, but the ribbon is the best way. Ribbon. So I think it's quite easy, although, but still, if you guys want, you can just comment. And let me check. Okay, could you please know how to manipulate Niagara VFX through the blueprint? For example, I want to have a label for my spell, which would after the size of spread of the spell and would like the blueprint that alter the spell to update the Niagara. Imagine a fire spell that is like a fire breath. The first level is a small cone, and maybe level 2 will 2x the spread. It's quite easy. You can do it two way. You can make two different effects and switch between them using blueprint, or you can just make user parameters. Let me show you. So basically, where's my Unreal? Yeah. So I'll make new folder. Let me take a new level here. Okay, and let me. So basically, if you have a class blueprint, I'll call this test. Okay, and you have a Niagara, and for the fire breath, I'll just use this as called fire, and I'll just change the color, and I'll just delete the gravity, make the life shorter, make 0.5, 0.3, and I'll make this red, or say this is smaller and it is very hot. When it will be bigger, it will be like slightly going down. So this is our first. Okay, and let me make this local. So basically, if you have a blueprint, it depends how you want to change the things. So there can be lots of things you can do with the blueprint. So it's not full blueprint tutorial, but I'll give you the idea. So basically, if you have this Niagara, select this, and here you can connect. One way is to connect here, and second, you can just spawn system here, spawn system, and you can spawn as attached or spawn at location. So these are also two methods. So you need to put your FX here. Okay, now your FX is here, and at certain condition you want to change it, like on the position or anything, then you can do that. So let's say you want to switch it on the on left mouse button. Okay, so we have this, and we want to change. So let's say this is small fire. Okay, and I'll also rename this here small fire. Then I'll duplicate this, and this is big fire. I'm just making small and big. You can do anything. You can change whole effects. In this one, let's make this little reddish and make the life 0.8, 0.7, and spawn rate maybe 500. So there should be a difference. Like this is totally different from that. So this is big fire. I'll save this, and now I'll browse this in the blueprint. I'll duplicate this and just rename this big fire, and then I can change it here. Now we have both fires here, and you can activate or deactivate. So let's say you have left mouse button, and you can just take the flip flop, and you can just drag these two, like this is small already we have, big and just auto activate. You have to select auto activate turn off and auto activate turn off for both. Okay, now I want to turn on the activation, and there can be lots of ways. Okay, so I'm just activating this on button press. Okay, and then on the release it should deactivate. It should deactivate when released, and I'll take the flip-flop. You don't require flip-flop, I'm just taking it's, let's say you don't have this, so on release is deactivate. Okay, and you can do vice versa. Now for the big one I'll do reverse. On the press it is deactivated, and on the release you have to take actually sequence. So you have to sequence, so you have now to do. Okay, and you have to just first connect these. Okay, so first one will go activate for this and deactivate for this, and this one deactivate for this and activate for this. And if I place this blueprint here and let's say I play, nothing is happening for now. Let me enable input on when play begin. Get player controller. See, when I'm pressing button we have smaller, and when I'm releasing button we have bigger fire. So this is just one way. There are lots of ways to do. You can do like overlap, you can do anything. And if you want to do that in single emitter, you don't want to change it, so what you can do, let's say you don't have this big fire, and I'll delete that from here also. Okay, so we have just the small fire. Okay, and you can make a user parameter for live. So this is, let's say it's direct for now 0.5, 0.4. So I'll just make a user parameter for it. So we have the lifetime. Then for the spawn rate, which is 90, I'll make the user parameter. And for the color, I'll make this float, although you can take vector and make this user parameter. Okay, and here in the user parameter I'll just rename this RGB. Okay, now you can edit all the values. So let's say you have this auto activation on, let's say. Okay, I don't need this. You will find set Niagara variable float, and you have to put the same name. So I'll just copy, rename, copy, paste, then I'll go again, rename, copy, and I'll paste this here. Oops, rename, copy, and one more time, and this time is just RGB. Okay, and we can just connect this in all. And what you want, when I press the value, there should be one value here, and when I release it should be another. So we need these 2 times, although you can use curves if you want. So again, there are lots of ways. I'm just giving you an idea. So if I press, I want the life 0.4. If I release, I want the life 1. Okay, connect this here, and I should not have deleted. No, it will work. So now with this, if I press, I want, I'll just connect this here. I want my spawn rate 100, and if I release, I want my spawn rate 500. Now this is RGB. If I press, I want my RGB 1. If I release, I want my RGB 2.1. And let's see what happens. So if I'm releasing, it's 0.1. If I'm pressing, spawn rate is changing, but something happened with the RGB. Let me check. Oh, it should have worked actually, but let me check why it's not working. RGB, and let me check here. Yeah, it's RGB. It's weird. Let me check. So I'll just drag this file here, and let me check the user parameters working here. So life, if I make it 1, working. Spawn rate, if I'm making 500, working. And RGB, if I'm increasing, not working. So my RGB is not working. Maybe it's not taking the RGB name. So I'll just rename this. Where is my user parameter? Rename this RGB1, and let me just compile. We'll compile. Yeah, now it's working. So it was not taking RGB. Okay, so I'll now delete this, and here in Blueprint I'll make 101 RGB1 and RGB1. Now if I show you, if I press, I'm releasing. If I press, it's bright and shorter. If I release, the life is longer, but the color is dull, and spawn rate is high. So these are the ways. I hope now it's clear to you. So let me check. Okay, so next thing, I think I can help you. All you need, oh, it's already replying, but it's okay. Hi, can you make a tutorial for members how to make chain effect using meshes, not sprites? Yeah, I can do that. I have already. If I search some chain effect, I can, let me search chain, and like this DNA, you can work on chain also. I have chain mesh, so definitely I would have a chain effect. There's some errors. Let it compile. It's not working, I think. Oh, this is off. See, so this is now chain with the mesh. So I can definitely make a tutorial for you also. So now he's asking, hi, can you make a tutorial on how to make an effect like this? Thank you. I have already separate elements that you can use to make effect like this, but if you want exactly same, I can try. Okay, so I don't have any message here. Let me go to the YouTube now. Thank you so much for generous sharing your knowledge. I am currently facing a challenge. Is it possible for two emitter to use the same random sprite rotation values? Yes, it is possible. Yes, I have other tutorials for it, but let me show you. So there are two things to do that. So if I take this, actually for now just one. So if you have this, and let's say it has spawn burst, and it has 10 particles that just spawn once and live forever. And I don't use this. And in the position, I'll just break this and take the execution index and make this 100. So you have these particles aligned this way. I don't need mass and size, maybe 50, and I don't need shape location. So you have these particles. And now if I take like, let me check if I have arrow. Let's say let it compile. Although these arrows are very bright, but you get the idea. You will get the idea. Okay, so now because the rotation is random here, if I make it unset, these will all be same align. Although you can use this angle and then you can rotate, but it has randomly rotation. Now you have another emitter, copy and paste, which is slightly offsetted to the Z, and you'll notice both has the different rotation. Now you want same rotation on both, so what you can do, you can take the rotation from it. So basically you have to take the sprite rotation from it to it. So in the rotation here, I will go to the direct, and here we can just use a dynamic, and let me go back and rename this. This is my 1 and this is my 2 emitter. So we have to take the rotation from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, either ways. So I'll just go here and I'll take reader, not this, reader, particle attribute reader, delete this, and I'll take rotation. If there is no rotation, search vector. Actually rotation is float, so I'll take the float, and I'll take the execution index, and I'll type here rotate. I think we need to type sprite rotation, I am not sure, but I'll just plug it here. And now you have to type the name here of your first emitter, 1. Let me see. No, it's not taking. So what I'll have to do, let me search. If I take rotation, let me search. We have to check the reference. So basically if I see sprite rotation, so we have to type the sprite rotation. Turn this off, go back there, and I'll type here sprite rotation and just apply and let it see. It's kind of no, it's not same. It's not same. Although it should have, but I'm typing wrong name here. Well, the another way is you can also use another way. Go here in the system and the spawn, I'll make a float, and I'll just rename this anything like my rotation, and just randomize the value 0 to 1. Then here use the direct, in the rotation, where is the rotation, direct, this, and connect with my rotation. Now copy this and paste this here. Okay, and now but all the particle have same rotation, right? They are random every time, but all facing the same. So let me check the previous way. So it was random. I'm typing something wrong. Let me sprite rotation, sprite rotation. Okay, when I'm doing it random, I think I'm not using it random. Instead I will take this normalized and then I will randomize it from here 0 to 1 for this first emitter. Okay, now if I go here and I will just unset this rotation mode. Oh, I accidentally put that. This is all my mistake. I need to put it here instead of mass. And now rotation. Let me check. So now you can see it's taking the rotation from other emitter. I was doing this whole time wrong thing. I put this script on the mass. Now you can see my settings. So I have this degree random here and I'm taking that degree here, and this is my setting here. That's pretty easy, and it's taking the rotation every time. So I hope this is clear. So next, what approach did you take to draw the Pentagon out, flipbook, ribbon, etc.? Let me check which Pentagon, because my video is okay. So this was actually mesh to make that star with a gradient. So it was mesh with gradient. You're amazing, thank you. Okay, so I hope this is it for today. I have replied so many questions and did lots of things. So thanks for watching. Keep learning. Bye bye.